Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I want to review some of the machines I have in my collection. I've been collecting these machines for a while and why not to share the knowledge with all the people that are thinking about buying a knitting machine and are not sure what to look for. It all depends on what you want to do, how advanced you are, how advanced you think you will get. So there's a very different types of machines depending on the brand, depending on the year. The latest one, the newest ones are more simplistic and easier to use. So I would like to start with the sweater knitting machine, the bund type knitting machine. These were created in London, the beginning of the 1980s. They don't have a thread mast, and they are plastic beds with metal needles, and they are very basic. And I started with the ultimate sweater knitting machine like about 15 years ago, maybe 12, I'm not sure. My husband gave it to me for my birthday, and I couldn't figure out how to use the machine. The box got damaged. I ended up throwing it away. I packed the machine for years and never used it again until I got my first thread mass knitting machine, and it just opened up a new world for me. And guess what? I went backwards. Now I figured out how to use it. Here it is for you. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope that give you an idea of what you can buy and what you can do with a knitting machine, with a hobby knitting machine, household knitting machine. Thank you, and let's start. All right, the first set of machines I want to show you are the Bund Ultimate Sweater machines, or the Bund home knitters. These are basically plastic beds. Very easy to use. If you notice, there's no thread mast, and these are tricky. You have to learn the tricks in order to make them work. They work fine. They are very basic, but once you are experienced and you practice a little bit, it comes out really well. My problem with these machines is that they come with weight. It's like a rubber long band that you put and hang from the needles. Let me see if my machine will zoom in. There you go. And this doesn't work that well. I tend to like claw weights, and that's how I made it finally work, because if you notice there, the claw weights weigh down the work. I couldn't make them work without the claw weights, just with that hanging cast on whatever it is. So my suggestion for these machines is, if you get one, get weights, claw weights, any type of weights. They help a lot, and is the best way to go. These machines are used for thicker yarns, worsted weight, bulky yarns. They work with plates. The way you change the gauge of the stitch and make it smaller or bigger, you use plates, plastic plates. That are the ones that select the needles when you pass the carriage from one side to the other. This one, for example, is by Bund America. Bund was originally created in England, and then Bund America started to distribute them in the United States. This one I have here is the same thing, is the Bund, but this one is made in England, as well as this one, the Baby Lock. So if you notice, it's the exact same machine, but they just changed the appearance, the boxes, and the name. There's one difference though. That one, you see how small the box is because you can pack this one in two. So if you take this green plastic part, this is what connects the different panels, you can save it in half. In other words, you can unassemble it and put this half on top of the other or next to the other, and that's why it fits in this box. Unlike this ones, these two here, they are a little bit older. You don't unassemble them, so you can't you have to bring them in one piece. This is the length of the machine. So let me show you, now that I've shown you what the boxes look like, I'll show you the accessories they are supposed to have and the way they work. They all work exactly the same, just as I said. The color changes, the layout changes, the box and the name. So let me get this out of the way, and I'll come back to show you the rest. Okay, I'm back. Well, this is the ultimate sweater machine, and the accessories you need to look for to work with this machine are the ones on the table. So let me show you. Of course, we need the manual. Every machine you buy, the most important thing you need to have is the manual. Some of them, if it doesn't have it, you can download it from the internet. There's tons of websites that have them for free. But make sure you can do that before you even buy it, because if it's a not very well-known machine, you will have a hard time figuring out how to use it. Granted, as I said, there's plenty of very good YouTube videos, tutorials on how to use machines, but if you happen to find one that doesn't have a tutorial set, you need the manual. So this is the manual of the Ultimate Sweater Machine by Bond America, and is very complete. See how it has how to cast on, everything that you should have in your machine. So that's why this is so important, because if it's if your machine doesn't have an accessory that is going to help you cast on, or it's going to help you do some important function in your machine, and you don't have it, you can see what you're missing in the manual, and you might have to look for it maybe on eBay, may see if you can find it as a separate part if it doesn't have it. So this is very important. So let me show you what I have on my table here. Yeah, this is a little bit of the extra accessories you can buy. These are these don't come with the machine. You can buy them separately, and I have most of them. It also comes with a quick guide on how to use the machine. So this is very complete. It has it came with a DVD, which for this machine I lost it, but I have the other one in the other machine, and it's exactly the same. So basically you need to have 4 of these plates. So it has 1, 2, this is number 3, and the number 4, I have it inside of my carriage. So let me show you that one. And these are the ones that basically determine the gauge of your fabric. In other words, you can use like baby yarn, for example, 2-ply or 4-ply yarn. You need to use the plate number 1. Honestly, with thinner yarns doesn't work for me, but maybe you have better luck than me. So this one I'm using number 4 because I am using a worsted yarn, which is a little bit thicker. This is a 4-ply thick yarn, 4-ply thick yarn, and it's no science behind it. What you do is you insert this plate with these indentations facing down, otherwise you won't select the needles, and close it. That's all it is to it. Then you just pass the yarn through this eye and through the yarn guide, and that's basically all it is to it. So as I explained before, I like to use these weights, but the machine comes with this one that is like a rubber band that if you open it, it has the exact same distance of the needles, and it has these bars separately that you put inside. There's some holes here so you can insert the metal bar here. Mine is being packed for a long time, so it doesn't want to cooperate, so it makes this stiff. You put the other one on the other side, and basically what you do is when you pull all the needles, you put the cast on band, I don't know how to call it, and push all the needles to the front, then hang. Let me show you, I'm missing some things here. You hang this cast on thread that comes with the machine, is pretty much elastic. You hang it here and then you pull it down until that hangs from the machine, and then you can start knitting. It's very well explained in the manual. And this one comes with a wax roll. So you don't oil these ones, you literally just wax them on. I put a little bit of wax on the bed and wax the bottom of the plates. It comes with clothespin, several clothespins that you use to hold the tails of your work. Like in this case, let me see if I can show you. I have one here holding the tail of my work. And of course, it comes up with this type of tools that you can use to work ribs and to do lace, work lace, and to recover wayward stitches. So this is basically what it has. It comes with this metal hooks that in this elastic, and it comes with two for each side. And what this does is you hang it here, and it gives some tension to the work, so you don't need weights. But as I said before, I'm not that fond of using that. I rather have my claw weights work very well. As I said, I think there's in YouTube around a video made by actually by Bond America that shows you how to use the machine, how to cast on. If you need instruction on that, you can refer to those videos, are everywhere. And this is basically what your machine needs to have. And if it doesn't have it, well, you can probably find it in the web, but I would suggest you that you make sure you have them all. And I think I lost one of this, to be honest with you. I was supposed to have 3, I'm not sure. Do I have 4? I just have 3. But no problem. And let me show you what, yeah, I'm missing one. Haha, supposed to have 4. Well, I'll find it somewhere. It's there somewhere in the box, I'm pretty sure. But as I said, claw weights is the best way to go, in my estimation. Also, you can get this handy tool that's a row counter. And machine has like a little latch in the back, and this hits this part of the counter, and it makes the machine work. And it's very easy to put. You literally just put it underneath the bed, and that's all it is to it. You can also find like the extension kits to make your machine even longer. I bought this separately. Didn't come with the machine. I think that the deluxe one has it. I'm not sure, but let me show you what the other machines have, and I'll be right back. Oh, I forgot to show you one more thing. Two more things. These cards you see here, they are the same as combs. You know how other machines have like these combs that you can use to do ribs and select certain needles? Well, this is what it does here. So when you cast on, you put a green one, which it will push all the needles to the front, because these needles tend to be really loose. Let me see if I can show you. They don't have, I don't think these machines have a sponge bar. I don't think so, because I've never changed one in mine. If you don't have these cards holding them, they will get pushed back whenever you're doing your cast on. And this one, well, is to do your first row, to bring back the needles to the point they should be to the cast on. Also, it comes up with these mats that you can put it at the bottom of your table if you don't have the cloths to attach them to the table. See those clothes there? But you need the clothes. It's just a fix while you get them if you don't have them. And some people keep them underneath so the machine doesn't slide back or forward. I'm sorry. So I can give you a little demonstration of a row using this machine. The key for this machine is you have to have a lot of slack in your yarn, and then just hold with your two hands or one hand and push down the carriage, or it won't work. So I usually, I try to get closer to where my first needle is, and I hold a little bit of yarn and push down with my two hands, and that's it. There you have it. Let me do the other side. I'm gonna try not to cover the screen. There we go. And that's it. So it works well. As I said, you just need, I feel better using it when I'm standing up than sitting down, because I can push down the carriage, but it's up to you. All right, let me get the next machine to show you, and I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back with the Bond made in England. And this one is just called the Bond. I don't know why, it doesn't say anything else. So this is what it comes with, and particularly what I want to show is the carriage is slightly different than the one from the Ultimate Sweater Machine or the Incredible Sweater Machine. They have different names. So it basically, you can take all the parts apart, take them out. They come all separately. I mean, they are included in the machine in the box, but it's slightly different than the other one I showed you. This comes with this metal rail here, and the other one, the Ultimate Sweater Machine, has some green plastic panels in the bottom that actually perform the same function as this metal rack here. So this is what the machine comes with. Make sure this type of machine needs this. If it comes just with that, then it won't work. You will need a carriage, because then you won't have anything to push the machine, or you won't have a handle. You won't have a place to put your hand in, push the machine down. That is the key to knit in Bond machines. All right. And also, I love this machine. It has booklets that has different types of patterns and tricks. Very complete. That the Ultimate Sweater Machine came with some patterns, but not that many. Tells you everything: how to use the plates, how to assemble the machine, the parts, how to make it open cast on. Very, very complete machine. And has 5 of these ones. How to make a mock rib. Different things. So this one comes with this. You can still use the machine without it, but if you can get it with them, it's just even better. Maybe you can find them separately. So remember, this has to come with the machine. Also, this metal rack and the push down handle. If it doesn't have it, you will need a new carriage. Same as the other one, it has 4 plates. These are see-through. The other ones were see-through but green, so you can see the number very well there. So it has 1 to 4. The same cards, green and yellow, for different functions of the machine. Very important. You need this. These are the clasps to attach the machine to the table. So make sure your machine has it. These are the ones from the Ultimate Knitting Machine. The next machine I'm going to show you didn't come with these ones, but since I had these ones in 2 other machines, I could use them. Make sure that your bond has this. Also came with the tools. The tools are not a big deal. If you notice, these are different color. That's the only difference. The other ones were black. These are red. The other machine was green with kind of pinkish. This one's blue. Actually, I like the color of this one very much. And also, here is your open cast on comb, however you want to call it. And these are the metal rows that they have inside. I have 2 sets. These are black, the other ones were silver, but it's the same thing. You insert 1 in each side. This one, however, doesn't come folded, so don't fold it. I wouldn't, since you cannot even separate the 2 sides of the machine to pack it, so you might as well keep it that way. So in this case, if you notice, I used an open cast on. And I'm going to demonstrate how to knit now. Same premises. A lot of slack in the yarn. If you notice, I keep my weights. I am obsessed with weights. So, but that's just me. All right, I have my carriage apart. So I'm going to put it together now. And this is the way you do it. You put first in the carriage, like I call it the skeleton, because it's bare of the bun machine, of the carriage, and make sure it flows freely. After that, you will insert your plate number 4, number 3, whatever plate you're using. Yeah, like down and then letting it go. Has to be underneath these guides here. Then you're gonna put on the handle. Make sure everything runs smoothly. And the last thing you're gonna put is the metal rack. Why? Because if you put it before, then the yarn will go over and get tangled in it. So we want the yarn under. So we're gonna thread the yarn first. See? That took me forever to figure it out. If you don't thread the yarn and then put the metal rack, then your yarn would loop around the metal rack and then will drop the stitches. So the carriage has, I have another one I'll show you with another one. This one's slightly different, but it has this channels here and it has a hole here, so you need to make sure that you insert the metal rack there in the hole and that is in the channel, is aligned. So we're gonna do the same thing with this one. For the hole on the sides, make sure that it's aligned with a little bit so it gets right in the channels. And if you see now, the yarn is underneath and it's inside, not underneath, and it's gonna flow freely, not get tangled in and loop around this part of the metal rack. All right, so we're ready to go. I'm gonna keep pulling until I'm aligned with the first stitches, and then I'm gonna push down. Remember, this machine is always pushing down. And here we go. Seems to be good. Have enough slack. Slow. And there you have it. Our first row is done, and that's how you use this machine. Those are the accessories you need. And if you notice, it's the same thing. It's just different color and different parts, different way to assemble the carriage, and that's all it is. If you happen to lose that carriage and your machine doesn't come with this part, you can always get a similar carriage like this one. I got this one for my baby lock that didn't bring anything. So this is the sweater machine one with the metal rack, not like the other one I just showed you, and that works perfectly well. So all right, we're all set with this one. We'll move on to our next knitting machine. And here is the last bond machine. This one was named Baby Knit or Baby Lock. This is literally the twin sister of the bond I just showed you last. And just so you see that they try to get out, produce the same machine with different colors to make it more appealing to consumers, because I suppose they were not selling them that well anymore. This one I like because it has the numbers right here. I think those are stickers. I'm not sure if that should be easy to find. All the bond machines have like a little button here, a protuberance is very difficult to see, and it marks every 5th needle. So it is not difficult to figure out. The other one, the bond I just showed you, the blue one, didn't have any numbers, and I could tell from those little bumps where the 5th needles were. So if you notice, it's the same exact thing. Accessories, the tools are even the same color, red. The clips are different. I have 2 blacks and 1 white. As for the ones in the bond were red. I don't know if I've showed you, but they were actually red. The cards, same thing, yellow and green, just like the other one. This one comes with a cast on cord, which I prefer to cast on. I love these cords, and also has the elastic cast on cord. Same exact cast on thumb than the other one. And the other difference is the color. You see the skeleton of this one is brown, the other one was what? White, gray. And it has the metal rail. Also, this brings the warranty only. It didn't have any instructions whatsoever, the Baby Knit. But since I have the instructions for the other 2, I don't worry about that. Also, it's missing the top that says Baby Knit or Baby Lock on here, just like the bond one. Instead of saying bond, it says Baby Lock. But it didn't come with it, but it's not a big deal because the bond one fits perfectly well. So if you notice, everything is interchangeable as long as you can find. Oh, I'm putting it backwards. This has to be facing down. So as long as you find one carriage this type, you can use it and see if it's perfectly well. If not, as I said before, I found this one that works just as well. And even the other one that I show you from my ultimate knitting machine that doesn't have this metal rail, that has the green guides underneath, that will work well too. So no big deal. If you those accessories for these sweater machines are all over the place, all over the internet, they are easy to find. So no big deal. I'm not casting on this one. It's the exact same thing as the other one. As I said, just the color changes. and the color of the accessories, then the rest is exactly the same. So this is all. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have some reference to go and shop for these machines. And the next video I will post will be about circular plastic knitting machines. Those are a lot of fun, and there's so many varieties, so we'll have fun with those ones. And then we've moved on to the brothers. Those are the ones I use. Plastic beds, the home knitters that were a little bit more advanced. And well, you can go back and also look at my brother a video for the electronic machine and how to program it. And as I learn, I will try to keep posting things so people have the information they need to make a decision on what machine best works for them. Thank you very much for being with me. Remember to subscribe, and see you next time.